Hey everybody, I'm here with this month's stunning new sunflower, my monthly hero kit. It's so gorgeous, and you knew I was going to have to do one in blue and not yellow. But what's so cool about this kit is it comes with this layering sunflower stencil. So in addition to the beautiful sunflower stamp set that is the main kit, and you can see that here, it's the same size image, it's really beautiful. Comes with a coordinating die, and you'll see that die quite a bit today if you are looking through our inspiration. And then two of these layering dies, one that says thanks and one that says hello. Now there are 4 guides in the corners of the stencil, so I have taped a piece of cardstock down to my mat. And now all I have to do is line up those 4 little squares on each stencil with the square that I just put a pen in and filled it in on my mat. And that's going to make sure that I have lined up every layer exactly on top of the other layer. It's a really kind of stress-free way to do layered stenciling. So just draw through, color in those little squares, and then line them up and you're ready to go. So I will be creating kind of a pale blue sunflower as a background for the word die. So this is the solid portion of the image, what would be the solid image if this were a layering stamp. And so I'm just putting some cornflower blue down onto this. This nice little ink stand keeps my little tiny ink pads from scooting around on my desk, and I just love it. It's phenomenal. Made by a friend of mine. It's really great. I'll link to that below. It also comes with full-size ink pads, which is really helpful for ink blending too. So see, I'm just lining the little square cutouts with the squares that I drew on my grid mat. And you'll notice there's another little black mark on my stencil. When I got these stencils, I marked the front of each one so that I know which side should be up so that the images all match up. If you flip them, that's fine. The flowers can all face the other way. But then you would know that on each stencil, you would use the one without the mark on the front. So just grab a Sharpie and mark that front, and it's super easy. So my next layer is going to be Summer Sky. It's not going to be that big a difference between this and the bottom layer because this is still a pretty solid image. So I will just fill that in, just be slightly darker than that outdoor. I kind of wanted to pick my favorite blues for this. These are probably my 4 favorite blues. So I'm keeping it pretty light, keeping the difference pretty light between the base layer and this layer. This just adds a little bit more dimension to the petals and will start to fill in that floral image. But I didn't want to go super dark with any of these colors. You can see that contrast there because I knew it was going to be the background for my card and not the foreground. So you can really change the way that it looks depending on the intensity of inks that you're using. So I chose to keep mine pretty pale, except for the centers, the things that really make it look like a sunflower. So I'm going to do the leaves next. So there's a layering portion of the leaves that comes with the last stencil in this set that I'm going to use. So before I do that, I want to put the solid layer of the leaves down. Again, just lining it up with my little squares. This makes it so easy. I can't stress that enough, what a great thing this is. So this time I'm going to use Summer Sky ink and ink those in that second blue that I used just to give them a little bit of contrast from the cornflower that I used, which is at the edge of the images. So this way the leaves will be a slightly different color. Now I'm using a smaller than a card front. So the leaves do go off one end, but if you're just doing A2, they fit fine on an A2 card. This is just going to be a layering layer. So now the centers have an open area, and then they will also contain the detailed area on that final stencil that adds detail to the leaves as well. So line up my little squares, easy as pie, and then I'll move to my next color, which is indigo. I don't often clean my brushes in between, just rub them on the mat. So you can do whatever you like. If I'm staying in the same color family, I really just don't worry about it that much. So here I will just fill in these centers. This part's super easy. Oops, I knocked my little lid off. So fill those in, again, not making them too dark. The darkest thing will be the center of the flowers and the little detailing on the leaves and the petals. So there you go. They're beautiful just like that. If you wanted to kind of leave off that last layer, I think you could totally get away with that. The leaves would just be sort of solid, but we're going to go ahead and put a darker center in here just to define that. So line up your squares. I love all these alignment tools that we have now. Back in the late 1900s, we didn't have all these little tricks. We had to rely just on our failing eyesight, and this is much, much better. Okay, so I will move on to navy, and I will put this all on a navy card base as well, just to match, and go ahead and add the detail layers. This will be my darkest color. And I love how you can get this all done at once. So you're doing the detail of the leaves and the flower centers all at the same time, and they fit it all on one stencil somehow. So that's kind of a nice little time saver in here. The other add-ons this month are also really beautiful, kind of fall themed add-ons. So this beautiful, beautiful sunflower is a perfect addition. And of course, you'll see some classic ones today, but I've never gotten a sunflower stamp that I didn't immediately color blue. So just keeping up with my tradition here. Here it is with a little better lighting and the die from the kit. And then here are a few of the other cards that I will be showing on my blog today. So head over there for your chance to win one of our giveaways. And thanks so much for watching.